My prayer for you is that you'll know the wonderful joy of God's care in your life in such a way that you may give care to others on behalf of Christ. An early leader in the life of the church who lived off the pages of many of the New Testament works was a guy by the name of Peter. Peter wrote to the early church in his book that bears his name, "Cast all your care upon Him, upon God, and He will care for you." My hope is then that in God's life-transforming promises that we may have the compassion of Jesus to create a more just world. That's really the fifth life-transforming promise that God has for us, is that we do have the compassion to have compassion as Jesus did, to provide such care in a hurting world that our world can become more just. I'm outside the chapel at Trinity Baptist Church, and today is the National Day of Prayer. It seems appropriate that we claim this promise also on the day in which Christians from around our country and other parts of the world are praying for God's leadership in the life of the United States of America, that we may help be caring leaders around the world. There was a Frenchman who traveled America and summarized the meaning of the character that comprises Americans. His name was Alexis de Tocqueville. And he said, "America is great because America is good. But if America ever stops being good, it will stop being great." And a description of what it means to be a great people is truly to care for the concerns for others. If we simply do it in our own power, we get burned out. But if we care on behalf of Christ, like Christ working through us, then as we see other needs and God touches our heart and inspires our mind for action, then there's a way for us to provide a helping hand, a service that can improve the life of that person, that group, that neighborhood, that city, that region, that country, or our whole world. It's really how the early Christians were known and how the Roman Empire was changed, because the Christians were known by how they loved. It was a love in action, like the compassion of Jesus, which connects us to that old American phrase, "I don't care how much you know until I know how much you care." One of the great qualities of America is that we are a volunteer society, and that we have more volunteers, more than any other society, with organizations to do good on behalf of others, including people from around the world. That God's blessings are equally upon every country of the world as upon each person in the world. But there is our responsibility of where we are in America, that we truly be people of compassion, of a joyful compassion that connects us to the justice of Jesus, so that the world can be touched by God's healing power.